Hi, my name is Stuart J. Whitmore and I'm an independent author, and this is my YouTube channel for commentary on my books, writing stories, characters, worlds, and other related things. I try not to talk about news. This isn't how you would find out about new releases, but there is news that will affect this channel. I am going to be moving across the country. This is something that came about this week, and things came together very quickly. And I'm moving from the Seattle area to the Atlanta area to take on a new day job. So I will not be doing the job I talked about recently where I was driving a forklift, but I will still not be the creator who lives off his creations like I would really like to be. Still, this is an amazing opportunity and I'm very much looking forward to it, but also going to be very busy. So I will not have another video for this channel probably until I'm settled in Georgia. So to talk about something I talked about in my prior video, I am once again experimenting with a different camera and a different lighting setup. The lighting setup is more different than expected because I had an equipment failure right as I was about to start recording this video. So right now I just have one ring light on and then another room light shining on me a little bit. So anyway, I don't think this setup is very good, but everything's going to change once I get to my new home, or whatever it may be, a house, apartment, whatever, down in Georgia. Everything will change. So bear with me for this video. I know the audio is probably terrible. I can already tell this is not an optimal setup for audio. But anyway, enough about that. I am back in my squeaky chair. Yeah, I wouldn't lie, that's really there. But I think I might leave the squeaky chair behind. I may not take that with me to my new home. We'll see. Anyway, what I really want to talk about in this video is copyrights, intellectual property, and the weird things I do. See, I'm one of those crazy people, crazy creators who will make something and then give it away for free. And not just for free, but with a license that lets people take my creation and use it in their creations. Now, there's a lot of people that do that. It doesn't make me special, but it does make me stand out a bit, I think, in the indie author world. I don't think there's a lot of people writing stories, writing fiction, and then just giving it away and saying, hey, build on this if you want, and all you have to do is give me credit. Say where you got it from. You make $1 million, great, you get to keep it all. Just give me credit. That's probably not a common thing in the indie author world. For me, it is something that I do. Not just with writings, but I've also released free software under open licenses. I've released photographs under open licenses. I've released sound recordings under open licenses. And clearly this isn't just a mistake. You know, this isn't just, well, I'm not going to apply DRM. This is, I am gifting this material to whoever wants to use it. And it's a philosophical decision of mine. And I apologize for the siren. That is something I will not miss when I move out of here, because there are a lot of sirens with a hospital down the hill and a fire station at the top of the hill. Yeah, sirens are pretty regular, and I hope that I can avoid living in a siren-filled place once I move to Georgia. Anyway, going back to what I was saying about intellectual property. It's a philosophical choice of mine. I believe that the current copyright law, as embodied in U.S. law and international conventions, is much too imbalanced in favor of the creator and not giving back enough to the public domain. And people might think, well, why would somebody create something and give it away to the public domain, or why should it be taken away from them after a certain, a short number of years and give it to the public domain? That doesn't seem fair. But if you think about it, no creator creates anything at all without borrowing from the public domain. You don't come into this world and have absolutely no awareness of the world around you and then go and create a novel or a photograph or a movie or anything else. Everything that you create is affected by things that you experience for free all the time. It might be a person you pass by on the street. It might be a sunset. It might be a sound you hear. There's all kinds of influences that you pick up for free and incorporate in your creative work. So it's not just, you're not starting with a blank slate. You're starting with a huge gift of things that are freely available in the public domain, and then you're taking those influences and creating something. To me, philosophically, it makes sense to give back to that pool of wealth that everybody can tap into. So, a couple examples I'll give you. Wolf Block is a short story that I wrote for a contest on Reddit, and it's something that my oldest daughter told me about. Said, "Hey, Dad, you should try this contest." And I had no idea what was going on, so I went and looked at it and decided, okay, sure, I'll participate. That's why I dedicated Wolf Block to her. To me, I'm taking part in this community thing. Why not give back to the community? So to me, it made sense to me to give Wolf Block back to the community. I'm not giving up my copyright on it directly, so by our crazy copyright law, it would still belong to me and my estate 70 years after I pass away. That's what I'm talking about as far as like being imbalanced. Like, why should this thing that I created be locked down for 7 decades after I die? It doesn't make sense to me. But I didn't do anything to shorten my copyright ownership of it. I just licensed it with a Creative Commons license so that people could take it and build on it. And you know what? That actually happened, and I think it's really cool. Somebody took Wolf Block and translated it into Spanish and released that also under an open license. So now people who don't want to read something in English, don't want to read it in Spanish, they can read Wolf Block. I didn't have to do anything. I just released it to the world, and now that exists. Another book that was translated into Spanish was Journey to Yandal and Other Stories. Now that one, I went a little more radical, and I'll leave it to you to figure out exactly what I did with that. But it is also available under an open license that allows people to take it and build on it. They can make a movie out of it. They can write their own story. Well, and this person decided to translate it into Spanish, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. Now people who want to read in Spanish, not in English, can read Journey to Yandal, Power Off, Trank Avatar, and Tea Leaf Technology. I would love to see more translations. If you could translate it into a different language, go for it. That'd be really cool. Am I getting anything from it? Other than name recognition, I guess? No. There's no money in it. It's just sharing the stories with more readers. So anyway, I've babbled probably enough. A common theme for this channel, me going off on a rant. But I hope that if you are a creator, you will also consider the free influences that you've drawn on to build your creations, and look at Creative Commons or other open licenses to give some things back to that pool of value that you drew from. And I will clarify that I do not release everything under an open license. And some people might think that's hypocritical, and for me it's just it's just a decision I make. I don't see it as hypocrisy to not give everything away. I would like to be the creator who lives off his creations, as I've said multiple times on this channel, and you can't really do that if you're not getting anything back at all. So things that have higher value, things that I might want to build on myself exclusively, I don't release those because I would, I don't want to cut off my ability to maybe someday earn a living from my creations. It is possible, though, that I will change the copyright ownership. I can grant all of my written works to the public domain effective upon my death. And I could just do that in my will, I assume. So maybe I will do that. That would be, to me, another way to rebalance the value and control of those resources. Anyway, deeply philosophical. That's enough for now, but I do hope that I will see you soon.